March 2022 is here, so today I'm sitting down to share with you our actual household budget for the month, and we'll talk about tax refund spending and other financial goals that we have going on. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Here on my channel we talk about life and money and how you can enjoy life while still accomplishing financial goals through the use of a budget. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. Today I'm excited to share our March 2022 budget. I don't know about you guys, but if you have a little bit of like PTSD about the month of March, now that we're like 2 years out of March 2020. Anyway, that's what I just keep thinking of. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's March again. It's March again. But here we are. We're going to take a look at our budget. I have some things to talk about regarding tax refund spending and then also other things that we're doing for our financial goals, especially as it relates to having a baby, because I am due with baby number 2 in June. So you'll see a lot of things related to baby in this budget. But before we get fully into it, I want to let you guys know that the budget template I'm using is one that you can get yourself on my shop. I will have a link to that in the description box down below. And also, I have a course called the Budget Breakdown course, which walks you through everything you need to know about budgeting, how to create a budget, how to maintain budgeting, and how to use your budget to be able to help you work on your financial goals. This is a course where you go at your own pace. It's a video course full of lots of great information, and I will have a link to this course in the description box down below as well. It's very affordable at only $37, but a freebie included is this budget template. So if you want to get the budget template and you're thinking of the course, just get the course. You get lifetime access. It's a great deal. So without further ado, let's hop into this budget. I live in Portland, Oregon area with my husband Jacob and our almost 2-year-old son Peter. Like I said, I am pregnant with baby boy number 2 expected in June, and we own our own home. So here's how we are planning to spend our money for the month of March. First off, I have my husband's income, and he works for an employer. He works fully remote, which is awesome, but he does work for an employer. And then we have business, which is my income. I keep forgetting to just change this to say Marissa. But this is everything that I make from my business here online, on YouTube, all of that. I get to pay myself a salary out of my business. I have this blocked out just for privacy, but I do show you the total household income, which we have this month at $81.30. So let's talk about tax refund time, because if you are getting a tax refund, maybe you're getting it during this month of March. So it's typically when we get it. So as of filming this video right now, I have not filed our taxes yet. I'm not sure exactly what that amount will be for what we owe versus, if we get money back. I am planning that we are going to owe money, and I've been setting aside money every month for the purpose of taxes. And basically I will then just take that money, pay off the rest of my tax bill, and then whatever I have left over, I will then give myself as a refund, if that makes sense. So I'll just move it back into our budget and then add it to, whatever financial goal we have going on, or however we want to budget that. So I am not going to be budgeting for it in the month of March yet, because I don't know exactly how much it's going to be. So I'm a huge fan of not budgeting off of income until you know exactly what that income is. So I'm not just going to put like $5,000 in here hoping that I get a $5,000 refund, because that's not how it works. So right now this is zero under other income, but hopefully when you come back and check out our March budget report, I'll have this amount figured out. Hopefully we will get a little bit back from that account that I've been saving money in towards taxes, and we can use that as our tax refund, but we'll see. So I don't want to plan for anything until it actually happens, but this is where I will add it. And if we do have money as a tax refund, we are putting it all to our Roth IRAs, which I'll be talking about here in a little bit, but that's like the next big goal that we have. So I want to put every extra penny that I can to the Roth IRAs and get that taken care of. So that's why we're not budgeting, but hopefully we'll be able to have that additional money come back to our household. So we use a zero-based budget, which means all of our income equals all of our money out, including all of our expenses, debt, and savings. So now to show you where we plan to spend all of that money this month. First off, we have our expenses, and I realized that I forgot to block this out. I have been kind of blocking out our giving section. I forgot to do that, but we tithe, we give to our church and other organizations. We are Christians, and that is just something that we value and want to always do. So we have 10% going to our local church at $8.13. We also sponsored 2 children in Rwanda through African New Life at $78, and then missions. We support an additional missions organization for $40 each month. Then we have our mortgage. Like I said, we are homeowners. This payment is made up of our principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Everything together is $2,220.50, which is a standard. And I'm really grateful that we own our home right now, that we ended up buying in September 2019, and that we are like locked into a steady payment each month. So I know that if you are a renter out there, I feel for you, or if you're trying to buy right now, it's insane. I actually was just looking at the apartment complex that we used to live at before we moved here. And when we lived there in 2019, we had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. Like, it was nice, but we were paying like $1,450 a month, and it's now over $2,250, I think is what it said it was, which is crazy that it's now more than our 4-bedroom house mortgage. So anyway, I just feel for everyone who's renting with inflation and prices going up, but then also the cost of housing keeps going up, so it's just really hard. So anyway, if that is you, I'm very sorry, and it's really tough. So I totally feel you there. Okay, next we have is our HOA. We do live in a neighborhood with the homeowners association, and so we pay $121.46 each month. Then we have water and sewer. This is kind of usually around $95, $93.85 is what I have budgeted here. And then natural gas, which I feel like I need to increase this. This should probably be more like 60. No, yeah, maybe I'll make this 50, because it's not the coldest part of winter. We're getting into spring, which makes me excited. So we use natural gas for the heat in our home. Next we have is trash, and we pay trash every other month, so this month is not a trash month. Next we have is electric, and I have this budgeted at $70. This is for everything that we have lights on and things plugged in, all of that. Next we have is internet at $44.99 each month. And then our phones is actually at $115. Need to update that. So $115 for mine and my husband's phone bill each month. Then we have insurance, car insurance for both of our cars. We have a 2018 Highlander and a 2013 RAV4, and that is usually around like 110, 109, 64 is what I have budgeted. Next we have is life insurance. We have a policy on myself and my husband Jacob, and it's a term life insurance policy, and that is at $52.89 each month for that insurance. Next we have is groceries, which we have been spending about $500 a month on groceries. Definitely something that has gone up since this time of inflation has gone up. We've definitely noticed that as well. But yeah, we have been spending about $500 each month on that for our family of 3. One new thing that we've actually been doing, and I've shared a couple times, is HelloFresh. We started doing this every week. We do like 3 meals a week with HelloFresh. And I did a whole video doing like a review of it and like, is it worth it in a cost breakdown kind of thing. I'll leave that up above if you want to check it out. But I feel like we're spending as much money on HelloFresh as we would for these groceries at the grocery store, as I like broke down in that video. So it's been good that we've been doing that. I feel like we've been eating healthier. I've been learning to cook more, and that's just been a great thing for us all around. I actually have a referral code for them. If you want, you can get $120 off with HelloFresh, so I'll leave that down in the description box below if you want to check them out. Just try it out. Next we have is eating out. I have budgeted at $150, and then gas is also at $150. This is another thing that goes up. Because my husband works from home and I work from home, we don't have a commute, and we still spend this much on gas. So definitely a fun one. Next we have is fun. We budgeted $50 a month for fun. We'll see if that gets used up. Then we have miscellaneous at $100. You always need to have a miscellaneous category because there's always something random that'll come up during the month. So that's why we have miscellaneous. Next we have is our Roth IRA, which is a big financial goal that we are working on right now. And that is maxing out 2 Roth IRAs for 2022. And each Roth IRA max limit for our age is $6,000. So we're working on completing those as soon as we can. And so every extra dollar right now is going towards the Roth IRAs. So that's why this is a strange dollar amount, is because every extra penny is going towards this. So $465.08 is what I have budgeted here. Next we have Peter. We put $50 a month into a brokerage account that's in our names, but the plan is to be able to gift it to our son Peter when he's older, to help him with things like his first car or down payment on a house or a wedding, like all those kinds of things. And then we have college. We're also putting $200 a month into Peter's $529 for his college savings. So altogether, this is money that is going out of our household. I know that all of this isn't necessarily expense because some of it is like saving, like for the Roth IRAs and the brokerage and stuff. But that's money that's just getting taken out of our accounts that I'm not tracking. That's why I have it in expense. And so that is now at $54.74.41 as a total. And so next we'll move into the savings section or the sinking fund section of our budget. So this is all the money that I am holding on to, that I'm recording all of the savings for. I have the beginning and ending balances blocked out here because you haven't seen our February budget report video yet. So definitely check out that video, and that's why this is blocked out, because February isn't done yet. But I will go through all these line items. First off is our emergency fund. We should have this finished in the month of February, so we won't need to be adding anything to it in the month of March, which is exciting. That was a big goal to cross off the list. That's why we're now moving to working on the Roth IRA more. Next we have is Jacob. Jacob gets $250 of personal spending money each month, and I get $100. And the reason why that's different is just because Jacob's more of a spender. I would just rather have more money go to our financial goals. So that's why those are different amounts. Next we have is extra giving, and we're putting $50 a month into this. I love having this fund because it allows us to say yes to additional giving opportunities if they come up. So just having that money set aside in that sinking fund is great. Next we have is gifts, and we put $50 a month into this for things like baby shower or wedding gifts or birthday gifts or all of those kinds of things. Next we have is clothing. We put $50 a month into this as well. This is clothing for myself and Jacob. And then we have a vacation fund where we are putting $150 each month into the vacation fund. We are actually planning to take a trip in March, and we are excited about that. And then we have another one upcoming in May. So getting into a couple trips before this baby is due. So we have been saving each month for the purpose of vacation. Next we have is Christmas. We are already saving for Christmas in December. So we are saving $100 each month in our Christmas fund, and that way we'll be ready when December rolls around, and we can even purchase some things for Christmas in like October or November. Next we have is medical. Like I said, I'm having a baby, so this year is going to be an expensive medical year. We are on the high deductible health plan with our family, and we are planning to pay for all of these things out of pocket until we meet that deductible and then the max out of pocket. So I'm actually planning to just have our family meet the max out of pocket for the family plan, and that's like the worst case of what we would need to spend. So we're setting aside money every month to be able to cover that max out of pocket, which is $6,000 for our insurance plan. So $930 each month between January through June when I have this baby. Because we're on a high deductible health plan, we also have an HSA, which I love the HSA, which is specifically only for those who are on a high deductible health plan, but it allows you to be able to put money into this account before taxes, and then you can actually invest those dollars and it could grow tax-free, and then you can use that money tax-free to be spent on qualified medical expenses. So it has the opportunity to be a triple tax advantaged account, and that's what we want to use it for. So we're actually putting money into it to max it out this year, but we are not wanting to touch it for all of these medical expenses. That's why we're paying for them out of pocket. Next we have is cord blood registry, and we did cord blood registry, cord blood banking when our son Peter was born, and we just have an annual fee due in May. So I'm saving money every month for that fee, which is $31 a month. Next we have is car maintenance, and I have that at $75 each month to maintain our cars. Then we have house maintenance, same thing as a homeowner. You have to cover all of the fun things that come with owning a home. So we have $400 a month going into that fund as well. Then we have household. This is $100 a month, and this covers things like toilet paper, paper towels, soap, detergent, all of that kind of thing. And then we have our baby fund, which is basically our toddler fund these days. This is everything for our son Peter, whether it's diapers, toys, clothing, all of that would come out of this for him specifically. Then we have baby number 2. So we are saving money to cover expenses for baby number 2. Because I'm having a second boy, there's not a whole lot of things that we need, but I've made a list of the things that we will need to buy, and I took the list, it took the grand total, and then divided it by how many months until baby's due. And so I'm saving that amount each month, which is how you would utilize the sinking fund. So we're saving $285 each month to cover all of these types of baby expenses that we're expecting. So as a grand total, we are saving $2,671. So our total out, because we don't have any other debt besides our mortgage, is just our expenses and our savings, and that is $8,145.41 But as you can see, the cell down here is calculating the difference, which we use a zero-based budget, meaning all of our income should equal all of that money out. And there is a difference here of $15.41 because I made that adjustment earlier. So I'm actually going to go into the Roth IRA because, like I said, that's where we're putting every extra dollar right now. So this is now going to be $449.67. And now we have a zero-based budget and we have our budget set for the month. So this is how we're planning to spend our money. Hopefully we'll get some income coming in for that tax refund that we'll hopefully be getting, but I'm not going to be planning for it until that actually happens. And the great thing about budgeting is that when you set your budget like this, it's not set in stone. You can update it as the month goes on. So that's why if you've watched my budget videos, my budget with me is never the same as my budget report video because there's always something else that comes up that I then will budget for. I'd rather plan for it than not plan for it at all when I know about it. So hopefully by the end of March, then you will see that we have a tax refund, but I'll keep you guys posted. You can subscribe to my channel so you won't miss that updated budget report for the month of March. So thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great start to your March and set your budgets. And don't forget to check out my budget breakdown course, which I'll have linked in the description box below. And I'll look forward to seeing you then. Bye.
Life is a winding road,